Have you seen the movie The King's Speech? It's about King George VI, who is almost forced to take the crown because his brother, King Edward VIII, steps down. Now, King George VI stutters, and this movie is all about how he overcame his fear of stuttering. And even though he felt that no one would listen to him or he didn't have a voice, he still went on to become king and make transformations in his own life and in the people of England. Why am I telling you this? Because the movie really resonated with me. You see, I stuttered, and sometimes it still creeps up. And I learned how to deal with it. So today I'm going to share with you 3 steps that are going to help you embrace your fear. My name is Zaheen Nanji, and thank you for joining. And I teach people how to make resilience their first reflex. There was a time, even in my 20s, where I couldn't even answer the phone because I was scared that I would stutter and the person on the other line would get upset and irritated. The next thing that I did was that I decided to take control of that. So yes, I went for speech therapy where they taught me how to speak, but then I felt that just the 3 weeks there was enough, but yet I felt that all these years, 20 years of my life, I had learned how to hide my stutter. But then I started to take some steps. Now, if you want to know how I went from being a stutterer to a transformational, motivational speaker, see, I just started right now, but it doesn't bother me anymore. And I'm not going to stop it from sharing my knowledge and finding my voice. I want you to find your voice. So this is why I am telling you that do not hide behind your voice and let it come out. So the first thing that I did was I became aware of the images that we hold in our head when we create fear and anxiety. So what happens when you have all this fear and anxiety? You always make up images of things that haven't even happened yet, right? So when I wanted to speak in front of a group or in front of an audience, I would have these images that were scary of me stuttering in public, making a fool of myself, and the audience laughing at me and just going, ugh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. And, I would make those images of things that haven't even happened yet. And here I was thinking, oh my God, like if I'm thinking that, what am I going to go in? And of course, I'm going to do the very same thing. So the idea then was to flip the images and make images of what I wanted. So the question here is, what do I want to see? What do I want to happen so that I can lessen my fear and my anxiety? And I started to flip the images. So I would visualize myself going up and making it very easy for me to be fluent. So I would practice the things that I learned in speech therapy. I would take my time. I would practice, and then I would go on. So the first step is becoming aware and visualizing what you want to see. And I want you to repeat these 2 words after me. Flip it. So flip the images. And every time you feel yourself building up with anxiety and fear, notice the images and then flip those images to what you want to see. The next thing I did is, of course, you can't just visualize and not take action. So what I did was I practiced what I was going to do, and then I would take the action. So I would practice everything that I was doing if it was speaking. And if you are feeling anxiety, then practice taking your focus away from there and doing something that you enjoy doing. So it can be something like singing, quilting, playing an instrument, things like that. So that's what you want to do. And then take action, right? And do it. And the third thing is to ask myself, well, what if I did have a setback? What if I did stutter? What if it didn't go the way it planned, right? Because you still have fear when you go up there. And it's good to have something like that, so you do your very best. And what I did was I would look back and say, you know what? At least that's how far I came in doing something that I'd always avoided. And the second thing was that if I had a setback, I would always ask, how can I make it better the next time? So I'm just going to recap the 3 steps for you again. 3 steps to embrace your fear. Notice I'm not saying overcome or slay the dragon of fear, because if you fight against fear, it will still keep coming back. But if you embrace it and accept it and say, I know you're there, but let's work together here. And that's exactly what I did. So the first step is, 1, to become aware of the images and the self-talk that is going on in your head. And then flip the images. Remember the 2 words, flip it, flip it, flip it, okay? Flip the images and make them for what you want. So ask yourself, what do I want to happen so this works for me? The second thing is that before you do something, you want to practice. So if it's speaking in public, you want to practice, and then go take action. If it's anxiety that is building up, then you want to move your focus away and do something that you love doing, like playing an instrument, doing some quilting, anything like that. Or listen to a great song that inspires you. And then the third thing that you want to do is you want to reflect back and notice that if you had any setbacks while you went and did the thing that you feared, don't say, oh my God, I had a setback, but then ask yourself, okay, that was a setback, that's fine. Now, what can I do better next time? And then say to yourself, well, look at how far I came. I would have avoided this before, and I didn't. I did it, so good on me, right? And then do it again and keep on doing it again. And that's how I went from being someone who stutters and would never do anything when it came to speaking, even answer the phone, I wouldn't even do that, to someone now who loves sharing her knowledge. I love doing that. And I'm making a difference. So there you have it. I hope this helps you. And I'm going to link a blog about taking action on this video. So make sure you go and read that too, because there's another video in that blog as well. And if you like what I have to say, then make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you next time, I guess. Okay, take care. Bye. And make any comments that you can hear so I know if this is really helpful. Take care. Bye.